Well, welcome back to Warsaw High School. Scott Sager with you here tonight. We've got, or today I guess it is, Carmen Reeves going to stay with us here for the swimming and diving finals here. I brought my wife Glenda to help keep things rolling along. Thanks for being here, ladies.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to slide over to the camera, hand this over to Glenda and Carmen, and they're going to guide you through the 2019 IHSAA Swimming Diving Sectionals from Warsaw High School.
Well, right now they are announcing all the coaches and the teams that are here. Then they will start, well, we'll do the Star Spangled Banner, and then we will get started with the first event, which is the 200-yard medley relay.
And it sounds like the crowd's excited.
It does.
They are ready for this today.
They are big and mighty and squished in here.
Yes, it is a crowded venue on sectional day.
And it's nice to be up here where I have a nice seat, a nice venue, nice look.
Well, we are certainly glad to have you here with us to commentate today.
Glad to be back. For those of you that don't know about a medley relay, there are 4 swimmers. First one is backstroke. They will start in the water, and it goes back, breast, butter, and free. And each swimmer swims 50 yards of the pool, which is down and back.
That's correct. We will have 2 heats of that, and the first one is a consolation heat. Yes.
And there are 4 teams there, so they will be 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th according to their order, because they cannot move up into the top 8, even if they have a faster time.
I have learned that over the years, so we have a lot of details. And it's time for our national anthem.
It is. Do you have to turn this off?
Okay, we are ready to begin.
And Rochester is in the final heat, so
yes,
we won't have any swimmers in here. Or, are you going to
I will. We've got Logan Sport in lane 3 with Ladon, Mendez, Murray, and Grimaldo. In lane 4, we'll have Wabash with Evans, Henderson, Cordes, and France. In lane 5, Pioneer, Shackelford, Young, Mersch, and Felker. And in lane 6, Cass with Spencer, Pensek, Adams, and Hill.
And the backstrokers are off. The way they are seated in here is, just so you know, is lane 4 is the fastest time, 5 is the next fastest, 3, and then 6. Then it goes 2, 7, 1, 8 for next heat as far as the seating times, so that way you know where they were seated. There are 8 usually listed in most programs. 4 can swim. The 4 that swam in prelims on Thursday night do not have to be the 4 that swim in the finals. Sometimes they do that knowing they can make the finals, and
Absolutely, and then kind of be surprise the other teams when they come in on Saturday.
And Warsaw's a big one to do that.
Yes. I think Thursday night is just all about getting into that
Qualifying.
top 8.
And your butterflyers are getting ready to go. This is where they come up over the water, do a dolphin kick. They must touch 2 hands and then turn around and take off.
Right now we have Wabash in just a little bit of a lead.
Yes, which they had the time of the 9th place, and that's why they are swimming in this heat in consoles. And Wabash ended up first in this heat.
They did.
And we'll wait for the time to come up. The freestyler went at 2:00.88. So they improved quite a bit from the other night. From their seated time, they improved 7 seconds.
And that's what it's all about for them too, just improving.
Absolutely.
Now we will be getting ready for the second and final heat, and we will have to turn down our sound as they do their parade, copyright reasons.
I wonder if this is a new rule or if they're just doing this. They have a life jacket on, the leader.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing that before.
I haven't either. May just be something the Warsaw girls chose to do.
Okay, and we're back on. We just have to be aware of those copyright laws, so when that music comes on, we have to turn down. But now we'll be ready for Heat 2.
And if you watched them coming in, Rochester is in lane 8, so they led the pack behind the sign, which means they are the 8th seeded. We'll see if they get better than what they were preceded.
Absolutely. We're going to have Tippecanoe Valley in lane 1 with Hoffman, Stephen, Prater, and McGriff. Lane 2 from Huntington, Schulte, Davidson, Mounts, and York. In lane 3 from Columbia City, Varga, Young, Ferguson, and Joseph. From Warsaw in lane 4, Lalonde, Knight, Taylor, and Cook. Lane 5 is Plymouth, Riddle, Vanska, Kopetsky, and Stauffer. Lane 6, Culver, Gordon, He, Luau, and Septian. In lane 7 from Manchester, we have Eberly, York, Donathan, and Slavkin. And in lane 8 from Rochester, Peterson, Brady, Stone, and Steininger.
And looking at it, we have no seniors on this group of young gentlemen from Rochester, so that's nice to see.
We don't have a lot of seniors, really, so we've got a lot of up-and-coming underclassmen that we're looking forward to.
Your backstrokers are in the water and setting their feet, which have to be below the water line.
And the crowd really gets into sectional, so we're going to have a lot of crowd noise cheering them on. which is great.
Absolutely.
They get a lot of support. Some good competition right away in the backstroke.
4 and 6
Yes.
are battling it, which is Culver Academy and Warsaw is in 4. Great start for Warsaw on that breaststroker.
I know from being here on Thursday at the prelims that Warsaw's got Alex Cook there as their anchor, and he's going to be one to watch. He's fast. Warsaw has a good lead out there now on the butterfly.
Yes, they do. Well, they were 6 seconds ahead, but you know what? 5 and 6 are battling it out for second.
Yes, they are.
They're making it a tough race. Lane 3 usually is in there. Usually lane 3 is considered, it usually goes 4, 5, 3, 6. So
sometimes we get surprised.
And that's what they do. That's exactly the reason you can change them and save somebody for that final.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get
Here's a
ready.
great finish from Alex Cook from Warsaw.
Yes. He had a 21-9-7 split. That's great.
That is
in
a
the
great time.
21s.
And it looks like lane 5, Plymouth came in second, with Culver coming in third.
Yes. And
a time of 1:39.74 for Warsaw. Looks like a great time for them.
looks like lane 8 came in 6th, which is Rochester. They moved up 2 places, and it's a 1:57.85.
Which is much better than their seat time.
Which is 3 seconds faster
That's
than
right.
their seat time. So that's nice to see.
Okay. Where's my stuff?
What about it?
It's not there. Where's my stuff to put up next? All right. Coming up next will be event 2, the 200-yard freestyle. I just needed a little help getting that up there on the screen, so thank you, Scott.
You have to press it here.
Yeah.
No.
And
There
there's
you
our,
go.
We will have 2 heats, and the first again will be a consolation heat with 8 swimmers.
And Rochester has nobody in it. Tip Valley has Dakota Prater in it. He's a senior from Tippecanoe Valley. And Manchester has a senior, Luke, I think it's Donathan.
Donathan, yes.
Rochester has 2 coming up in the final heat, which is nice to see.
And there we have the presentation of the ribbons.
And Rochester is 6th. 4 young men there from Rochester. Did they do that last year? I remember them doing that last year.
No, they did a pool. Brand new.
They changed things up a little bit on us this year and did the ribbons right down here in front where we can't really see well, but we managed to bring that to you. A little bit different angle. And
But
so,
I think that it's at a better angle for all the spectators.
yes, I believe it is.
So that's greater to see. And it also stops parents from running back and forth.
Yes. So we have our boys on the blocks. We have Dakota Prater in lane 1 from Tippecanoe Valley. In lane 2, Cole Jolly from Cass. In lane 3, Zachary Young from Columbia City. In lane 4, Samuel Tullis of Culver. In lane 5, Carl J. of Cass. In lane 6, Brian Fix of Columbia City. Lane 7 is Luke Donathan of Manchester. And in lane 8 from Cass, we have Hunter Mundy.
200 is 8 lengths to the pool.
Looks like we have Samuel Tullis from Culver with the best seed time in this, 1:59.67.
Yes, but lane 6 right now is out in front, and that is Brian from
Columbia City.
Columbia
Yes.
City. We'll see who hangs on and who moves up.
Absolutely. Sometimes that changes over the course of that many lengths,
Yes, it
doesn't
does. Some will take it out a little faster than others to get out, and then they tend
Right.
to die, and some
Some have a
are
good
even
spurt
all
at the
the way
end.
and have a quick sprint the last 50. Right now, lane 6 is still holding on. Brian Fox from, is it Fix or?
Brian Fix
Yes.
from Columbia City.
He's still hanging in there, but here comes 4.
Lane
moving
4
up.
and 5 are right next
Right
to him there,
next
yes.
to him there.
Looks like lane 4 made a great turn.
Yes, he did.
And he may have a good sprint at the end.
Yes, he may. He picked it up that third.
And that's
50.
Samuel Tullis of Culver.
Okay. Here they come.
It's going to be a good competition here for the finish of this one.
Oh, very good.
Wow.
They really pulled it in tight now. And, oh, did he get out-touched at the end
Lane
there.
5, Carl J. of Cass came out with the win on that one. First place. Second place going to Brian Fix of Columbia City.
And that really is 9th and 10th place.
Yes, I'm sorry. I
That's
shouldn't say it that
fine.
way.
I know that. First in the heat.
No, thank you for correcting me, though, on that, because otherwise it's confusing. And I know the swimmers feel like that's a first for them when they're, in their own heat.
You know what? Anytime they better their time in a big
Absolutely.
meet like this is a win for
That's a
them.
win for them, absolutely.
You need to understand that.
Okay, we're turning down again. Okay, as our parade goes through and we get our swimmers ready, we're going to have Michael Ray in lane 1 for Warsaw. Isaac Smith will be in lane 2 for Rochester. In lane 3, Ryan DeVito of Columbia City. Lane 4, Mitchell Schott of Culver. Lane 5 is Mason Beal of Rochester. Lane 6, Nick Ladon of Logansport. Lane 7, Nicholas Bazzoni of Warsaw. And in lane 8, James Gordon of Culver. And we really have the crowd showing the support for their favorites.
And the top swimmer here will automatically qualify for state if somebody makes the state cut, which this year is 143.22. They will also go.
Okay.
That's quite a drop for any of them.
Yes.
So,
and we do show that the sectional record here is held by Eli Pugh from 2016.
right.
From Rochester.
And Mason Beal is in 5
Yes.
from Rochester, trying to put the pressure on lane 4, Michael Schott.
And lane 3 is doing a pretty good job of keeping up there
Three's
too.
in there too. And actually look over at 7. 7 is pulled way up from where he qualified.
I think that was a good turn there for Mason. He's moved up a little bit.
He's got to kick off that turn a little bit. Come on,
Right.
Mace.
He's going to have a little bit to make up there if he wants to get in there.
Yes.
Michael Schott's really pulling ahead though. They're from, he's from Culver.
And since it's Culver Academy, I'm not sure where he's from.
That's true. That is absolutely true. And here they come into the finish. And it is Mitchell Schott.
Culver Academy boy, and he's a freshman.
I'm sure we're going to see good things from him.
Absolutely.
And that's Mason Beal in second from Rochester. We also had Isaac Smith in that race from Rochester.
And he ended up 6th.
And they show that the board is good.
And Mason better this time by about 2 seconds. And Isaac was about the same.
Okay.
154.
Yeah, it's all about that personal improvement too.
Yes.
You know, they really want to improve their
154,
times.
34 is 2/10, which is nice.
And we're getting ready here for the next event. Event 3 is the 200-yard IM. And in the consolation heat here, we have 3 Rochester swimmers. So as they're getting ready, we see we're going to have Anthony Peterson in lane 1 from Rochester. In lane 2, Chai Spencer of Cass. In lane 3, Gavin Hartle of Plymouth. Lane 4 will be Devin Larkin of Culver Academy. Lane 5, Jackson Muller from Warsaw. Lane 6, Dylan Steiniger from Rochester. Lane 7, Ethan Brady of Rochester. And in lane 8, Nick Pensek from Cass.
And Rochester gentlemen are 2 sophomores and a freshman, so
Yes.
that's nice for the Rochester program.
It is. We have a lot to look forward to with them.
There we go, Isaac.
I apologize. I forgot about the ribbons in between here, and I kind of jumped ahead. So
There's Mason getting up there on the second place podium. And he just beat Eli Pugh's record.
He did. So he'll have a new record here for the sectional. And he's definitely happy about that.
Should be.
Big smile.
And only a freshman.
Yeah, that's quite a feat. Congratulations to all of those swimmers.
Whoops, that went off by accident.
I think so. I
Now
don't think we
they'll
were ready to go.
No, now they'll have to.
Testing, okay. Testing. And now we're ready for event 3, the 200-yard IM. And again, we have 3 swimmers from Rochester in lane 1, lane 6, and lane 7. And they're starting out with the butterfly when they do this, correct?
Butter, back, breast, free. They do that. That's the order. 50 of each stroke.
I always felt like, wow, you're going to take it all out of them on that first stroke there with the butterfly.
And it normally does. Although the breaststroke is the key in this usually because
Yes, I feel that is too. You're right. It can make the difference in how it comes out. Yeah.
yes.
Got some pretty close there as they come into the backstroke.
Yes, it is. And this turn is changed from what it used to be. They now have to touch on their back, not roll and do a
You have to touch on the back first?
just
Okay.
like a finish. And it used to be that you could
They had to turn
roll
over
and
first? Yes.
flip.
Okay. And I'm sure the officials will be watching for that.
Yeah, they were. Looks like Dylan Steininger's having a nice race over there in 6 from Rochester.
He is doing a great job. And Anthony's making some headway there in lane 1. And then we had Ethan in 7. Ethan Brady's in 7.
Yes.
They're both doing a great job there. Hanging in there.
Now, if Dylan keeps it up, he could pass this and get in 3rd.
Yeah, he's a pretty strong swimmer as a freshman here. We really are seeing good things from him.
That would be a point. So difference that it might. There he comes. He's coming in strong. He's pulled ahead. He is going to be 3rd in his heat, which is 11th overall.
Okay.
Won't get a ribbon, but gosh, great swim.
Absolutely. And it looks like Jackson Muller of Warsaw came in before the others on this, had the best time. We'll wait and see what the final times here are on the board.
Well, 2:22.59 is your winner. And that's in lane 5, which will be 9th place.
And it is a great improvement over his seed time as well.
Right, and 2:26.93, which is 4-second improvement.
I have to turn down here. Okay. Now, it's my understanding that the swimmer with the top qualifying time in that event gets to choose the music for the parade, so it's kind of an honor.
It is.
When we do that.
The top qualifier chooses the music. Sometimes you've never heard of it, but that is the way it is.
That's okay. So we are ready for the final heat of the 200 IM. In lane 1, we'll have Nathan Taylor of Warsaw. Lane 2 is Maxwell Joseph of Columbia City. Lane 3, Francis Ellert of Culver Academy. Lane 4, Grant Knight of Warsaw. Lane 5, Aaron Fix of Columbia City. Lane 6, Noah Johns of Columbia City. Lane 7, James He of Culver Academy. And lane 8, Keegan Mouts of Huntington. It looks like Grant Knight of Warsaw and Aaron Fix of Columbia City have the best seat times for this, but we'll see what happens.
Right now, lane 5 is leading.
That's Aaron Fix.
Okay. Well, they're pretty well
matched at this point.
Yes.
But I see, lane 3 looks good too. And lane, is it 6 over there? Not very far.
Yes.
Not very far behind. So we got a ways to go yet.
But you still have the lane 5 is really pulling. Aaron Fix is quite a bit out in front. Depends on that breaststroke, and he's better at that breaststroke. Because they tend to always be pretty good at the...
And that was a good turn there.
Yes, it was. And look at lane 4 come up in that breaststroke.
Yes, Grant Knight had a great turn there at the beginning of his breaststroke.
That a lot of times the breaststroke makes the difference in this event.
It sure looks like it could for this one.
Absolutely. Look how much he's pulled ahead. And in 3, he's still staying in 3rd. So, and that's where it should be. It should be 4, 5, 3, 6, 2, 7, 1, 8, and that's about what it is. Although 6 and 7 are making it close over there with lane 2. Lane 2 just
right about with them, I think.
2 went ahead.
A little bit ahead, okay.
Yes.
And we see Grant Knight getting ready to come in here in first place easily. Great swim for Grant. And then Aaron Fix.
And it's close.
And Francis Ellert, I believe, was 3rd.
Oh, I guess 4th. Yeah, lane 2 out-touched. No, lane 6 out-touched 2.
You're right. So a great race there for all the swimmers. And I'm going to remember this time that there's going to be ribbons before we move on to the next one.
Yes. They've got to come up out of the pool and
right. We have to make sure the board's correct first, and then they'll
no DQs.
So a good time, 1:57.38 was the finishing time for Grant Knight. And that's a good time, and that looks like a new sectional record as well. The old one was 1:58.80.
Right.
From 2009. Skylar Rush-hopped, maybe?
I would guess something like that, Rush-hop.
So we should have an announcement about that new record. So a lot of good things happening here. That's 10 years holding that one there.
Oh, is that right? That's
from 2009. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
great. Honoring him for that new record, and
Yes.
a happy group there.
And he's a junior, so he has another year to come back. Yep. Coming up with
Okay.
the sprint. There's quite a few sprints, but 50 is known as the
It is a fast sprint. This
fast
is one
sprint.
I have to
Down and
make
back
sure I
and-
don't turn around or blink because it'll be over with.
Yeah, and I hate to be the finish judges on the 50s usually.
So in our first heat for the 50-yard freestyle, we're going to have Jacob Moan-Smith from Warsaw in lane 1, Wyatt Felker of Pioneer in lane 2, Alejandro Septian of Culver Academy in lane 3, Keaton Schroeder in lane 4 from Pioneer. Lane 5, Yusuf Lomax from Culver Academy. Lane 6 is Nathan York of Huntington. Lane 7, Miles Von Tobel of Pioneer. And in lane 8, Andrew Cashin of Plymouth.
They're pretty even, and I hate to see
This is where those turns make all the difference, don't they?
starts and turns. You can make it or break it on it.
Absolutely. And
Look at lane 1 coming in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoa. He
And
won
lane
it.
1 came in first. Lane
Yeah.
1 is Jacob Moan-Smith, which is actually, what,
Ninth place.
9th place? There we go.
But
Excellent.
24:19 is over a second faster in the 50, and
Wonderful.
that's unbelievable.
Right behind him
Time
was
drop.
Keaton Schroeder of Pioneer. And then Alejandro Septian. And then Wyatt Felker. Boy, they just all came in one after the other.
Yes.
The board's official, and we'll be moving on to the second heat. And so we'll have a parade for the 50 freestyle
Back
swimmers.
in a minute. March, not a parade. You called it parade yesterday. Go race.
Okay, and that's going to mark the beginning of our second and final heat. And that was Alex Cook who got to choose that music because he had the best qual time for this. In lane 1, we're going to have Daniel Stauffer of Plymouth. Lane 2, George Turner of Oregon Davis. Lane 3 is Charles Varga of Columbia City. Lane 4, Alex Cook of Warsaw. Lane 5, Parker York of North Manchester. Lane 6, Reese Rainey of Rochester. Lane 7, Brandon Hoffman of Tippy Valley. And in lane 8, Gabe Bowers of Warsaw.
I was looking over to see his dad, see how he's handling
See how
this.
Reese's dad is holding up?
Yeah, he was holding up the stopwatch.
I'm sure this will be a good race, though. We'll be watching closely. Reese is in lane 6 from Rochester.
1, 2,
And it's going to
3.
be a tough fight. Good turns there by several of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Alex has got just a tiny bit ahead of the other swimmers.
3. He's
So that is Alex Cook of Warsaw in first place.
Yeah, and Reese is 4th.
Parker York of Manchester coming in 2nd. Charles Varga of Columbia City 3rd.
22.84.
And
for
Reese Reaney, 4th from Rochester.
And he did improve his time. And your winner.
That's right. Anytime you improve your time, you're a winner.
Yeah.
And it was a time of 22:08 for our winner, Alex Cook.
Right. So Reese ended up right where he was preceded as far as place.
Some great competition there from all those swimmers. And we watch as they are headed over for their ribbon.
And then there'll be a little break as the divers will get in to do a warm-up.
Okay, now how many dives will they be doing on this car?
They will be doing 3 dives, round 9, 10, and 11.
Okay.
They will have 1 voluntary in this group and 2 optionals.
Okay.
And they can put them in any order. They can start with an optional and end with a voluntary or whatever.
Okay.
So that's the big thing, and we'll see how Rochester divers do. They are in 3rd and 6th, and the thing with diving is top 3 go to regionals, which is Tuesday night. I'm not sure where it is.
Okay.
This year, I mean, it's been different places, so I haven't gone in to look to see where we feed into. But it would be quite a feat for a freshman to make it to regionals. And then the top 8 from regionals go on to state. I was saying that this morning.
Okay.
There are 4 regionals and 8 divers from each, so there's 32 divers now, just like the 32 swimmers that comes in.
And there's our happy winner, Alex Cook of Warsaw.
Now Reese is a sophomore. Now he did get beat by the other sophomore in that heat.
But yeah, we'll be seeing some good things from Reese in the next couple of years, absolutely.
Yeah, and the other one went 22.69, and Reese was 22.84.
Okay, well, we'll have a little warm-up time for the divers here.
Yes.
And then
they will all be in the march because any of them could move up to the top 8.
Okay, great.
Well, what a great beginning we've got here, Carmen.
Yes, it has been a nice swim.
Absolutely.
So far, and moving right along. Warsaw always does such a great job of running this meet.
Oh, they do.
Keeps it moving, gives out the awards. There's absolutely no hesitation there. They get out of the pool, walk over for their awards, get the awards, and
start the parade next. Or not the parade, but the next group comes in. They really keep their timing going.
Yes, they do. And like I was saying, there are only 11 divers, so all 11 will march. And we will see where they end up at that point in time.
They're going to have some warm-up dives first, Carmen?
They will.
Okay,
and it depends on whether they allow all 3, because they could not get on during the first. Different referees have different agreements on this, so that always changes.
I see.
Usually they let an entry or dive warm up at least 1.
Okay.
However, because they were not in at all during the first 4 events, they may allow them 3 dives.
I see. Okay.
Well, and then they will have the march in.
Well, we'll give them some time here to do that. We're going to pop over to some sponsor mentions because we love our sponsors.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to kick over to them, and we'll be back here on RTC TV4 in just a few moments.
When you shop shop at Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth, you're treated like family, and it's a full-service experience. Our expert service team can keep your vehicle happy for years, from simple maintenance to major repairs. We even provide a loaner car if your vehicle needs to stay overnight. So we have an excellent source of demonstrator vehicles offered to you with substantial discounts. So search our inventory online or stop in for a test drive at Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
Okay, we have our march for diving.
And of course, you'll have to turn it off when that.
If we get some music, we will, yes.
Right. And maybe because I don't know why they're not playing music. They usually do. They have one that's a leader, so they
we can keep our sound up if we don't have the music. So
that's right.
Good.
Oh, there's the music. I think what it was is they start over here and they forget that it's not where it usually is. Come on, Zane, flip him. Country song, haven't heard one of those. Good old honky tonk.
Little rocky top there for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, we needed that. Now everybody will get all settled in and ready for the diving event.
Yes, but I still think they will have warm-ups. Notice the judges are not in there.
Yet. I do not see judges.
And the referees are over there talking to them, telling them what they can do. They'll at least have an entry or one dive. But they may be able to do 3 because, like I said earlier, they had not done any dives during the first 4 events.
Sounds good. I would think they would need a little warm-up time there.
Well, that's 45 minutes, so it's fairly long.
So the difference in diving being that they've done it all here in one day rather than splitting it in 2 like the swimmers did?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the prelims and semifinals, as they call them, were this morning.
Right. Now, I don't know if that's better or worse to have it all in the same day as from their standpoint. What do you think?
Your state meets all the same day, so you want it to
It's probably better?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the toughest thing now is since they have a diving regional, these divers do 3 11 dive meets in 1 week.
Wow.
Because they do all today. Then on Tuesday night, the top 3 go to the regionals and compete all 11 dives again. They will do 8 and make a cut from 20 divers down to 10.
Okay.
So 1/2 of them will be cut.
Wow, that's quite a week.
Yes, it's real tough. Escape. I'm watching Zane Gilbreth wrestle here as we're
Now, is that
waiting.
alive?
It was live 57 minutes ago,
Okay.
so I really
So
am
we're-
not.
So it's not happening right at this moment, but
Right.
first time we're seeing it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to see another event going on the same day when we have to be here. You know, it's that.
Right,
That's the
and
great
I know
part about
there's
this.
a lot of other events that Scott was talking about that
Yes.
they're broadcasting today, which is really nice. You can't be in 15 places at once
That's right.
and have a Rochester choice, but it's great that RTC does have sponsors, and the sponsors in Rochester. I think we have a unique community that allows that to happen.
Absolutely.
And it's great.
It's a wonderful service. I think one of the best things for Scott that he's told me is, you know, when you get that gratification of knowing you're getting thanks from grandparents in
Yes.
other states who can't make it and they really want to see their grandkids, you know, and that's one of the
Yes.
most rewarding parts of it. The family members who can't be here but want to support their swimmers
Right.
or athletes in
whatever
whatever
sport.
sport. And so
Correct.
they're able to tune in and they just really are appreciative of that service.
Yes, and I've been on that end as well. I was on that end with girls sectional instead of here.
I know this morning as I was turning on, I was still at home when the diving was going on, and so I turned on my TV a couple minutes into it, and there wasn't any audio, and so I'm starting to text Scott, there's no audio, and I'm getting text from a coworker who has family in another state, but there's no sound. They tell me there's no sound. So we know we got it right away then after that.
Right.
So
remember
we knew there were people out there watching.
Right. Scott was on telling me that there was no
Yes.
audio, and all of a sudden now there's audio, and so that worked pretty well.
So yeah, you got it fixed quickly and up and running. So that was great.
Yes.
They appreciated that, and I got a thank you back from them.
And I have done the same when I've been away, and he said, well, I've heard from Carmen Reeves.
Well, you know, we have to have those people out there who will let us know if there are problems so that we can get it fixed as soon as possible. He picked up.
Oh, no. Do what?
What? We're going to let you just watch the warm-ups for a few more minutes until we're ready to dive, and then we'll be back.
Have you been following Max and Melton at all? Oh, good day. Drainage is down. That's good. He is such a cutie. No, that's Max and Melton, a little boy that only was born with half a heart. That they do all kind. He's from Rochester. Mitch Melton that runs Schroed Landscape, his son, and they've gone in and done, I don't know, I can't imagine. It's got to be millions of dollars. But he's been back in for probably a month now because the last can't keep it out, so. They're gonna maybe have to go back in again Monday, they said. I'm not sure what all they're gonna do, but they have been building alternate routes so that left side will function. Yes. After 501c3, we'll probably do that. And we hope to have once I get approval, I'm going to, what am I going to? Someplace to ask permission. 18th, is it? No, it's going to be the 19th. Oh, daggone it, 6 p.m. Doggone it. County commissioners. I have to go to the county commissioners. And that's when I was hoping to go down and watch the boys regionals down in wherever Portage is, but I may not be able to make it because they'll start at 6. Oh, okay. I can. Well, Anthony did Cobalt last weekend. That sort of explains some things from last year too, right? Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm Carmen Reeves. Well, that's what he just told me. I know, that's what I just told him. I was telling Scott, what? He wasn't, oh, the greatest, yeah. Yeah, and diving primarily, both, but mostly diving, yes. Oh, well, thank you. The two that are there, I coach, so they're doing a fine job. I'm not coming back to the diving.
They're ready.
Okay, I think we
All
are
right.
just about ready here for diving.
On deck, Katie, diving, Joe, 5221D, back, 1 somersault, half with 127.
Free positions means that they do not have to take a position like a pike or a tuck. They may tuck it or pike it, but they are not taken off for it. Hence, it's now, see, he does his a lot tucked, but not total tucked.
Okay.
And so that's why it's called the free position. Caden needs 3 nice dives here. He's in 3rd position going into the finals.
And that's great for a freshman. Yeah,
Yes.
he's doing wonderful.
Yes. He and Bradley Bickle both went to Oak Hill this last summer for some lessons and really came in knowing a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. They just had worked really hard over the summer, and I was
Yes.
impressed.
Yes. This is back somersault half twist. Nice.
That looked great.
He went in very well. It was up and around, smooth. I scored 5, 5.5, maybe 6.
Okay.
We'll see here.
It looked
He
good
got
to
a couple
me.
6.5s. That one of them stays.
3 6.5s. Yeah, great.
So 1 stays, a 6 stays, and a 5.5 stays.
Super.
Forward dive, height, 123.
That'll keep him right now, I think, in 3rd. This young man moved ahead of him into 2nd last time. Now, that's not as high a DD dive, but it is his voluntary dive.
Okay.
So,
I'm learning a lot about diving today, listening to you this morning, and now that really helps me to know more about the diving. We've not
Thank
had as
you.
much experience, so it really helps.
And he got 3 6s. That's a good
a
good score
good
for
score, yes.
But again, because it was only 1-3, doesn't score as high.
Right.
But 6s on the voluntary is nice to see. That was a back dive pike. He's a little short on his pike and then short on the dive. Instead of getting his feet up to what I call the ducks that are up there, he
Right.
got them below the ducks.
Okay.
And I don't think the people at home can see the ducks. But I always like to have my divers spot, or did when I was coaching, spot different things to see to help them with their positioning.
That makes sense, yes.
This is the same dive that Caden just did. Back somersault, 1/2 twist. Not as good, not nearly as good as Caden's. Short on the twist, still a little tuck going in.
Right,
His
not
legs
as
should have
straight.
been straight.
Okay.
So I don't expect to see the scores that Caden got on this. We'll see even if somebody throws a 0. And I'm saying that for a reason, but I'll bet, nope.
Okay.
3.5s were low. Shoulders weren't quite where they needed to be for that half twist. They didn't look like they were. They
Right.
looked like they got around past the 90 degree, which is what they have to be.
Seems like a lot of things to think about all at one time as a diver, so I'm sure
yes,
there's
there is.
a lot there. More complicated than they make it look.
Yes,
The ones that are really good make it look so easy.
that's what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So. Ooh, that was a back and a half. That was a 2-0 dive. And he did it pretty nice, very nicely.
He should get a good score from that, shouldn't
Yeah,
he? Yes.
particularly being 2-0. That'll help move him. Very nice. 34 points on that.
Nice job.
He didn't overtake Caden, but he's moving closer. And we certainly will have to watch it the last 2 rounds and see what happens here. And Caden's doing this particular dive at the end. I believe, is doing the reverse 1 somersault half twist.
Okay.
He was a little shy
bit
on his twist as
over there.
well, but he did take it in pretty good. Somebody liked it really well, but it'll get dropped.
Right.
Again, in case you weren't in this morning, there are 7 judges. 6 of them are judges from each high school, and one of the referees on the far side in the white shirt is a judge, and then they will drop 2 high scores, and the 2 low scores take the 3 middle scores, add them together, and multiply them by the degree of difficulty.
Okay.
That is how they get the score for that dive. Then they add it to the other scores as they continue
Right.
on. As you are watching, you will see first the dive, 51-21 is there with a running total. The 8 up there is the number of the diver. Now
Okay.
it will switch and it will go to the score for that dive and what his running total now is.
Great. That really helps out to know what all those numbers on the board are.
And this is the gentleman that is in first after 6 rounds,
Okay,
or
so
excuse me, 8 rounds.
This is Justin Moser of Plymouth.
Yes,
That-
and he is a senior.
Okay.
He did a reverse somersault one full twist instead of just a half twist that those others were doing. He brought it around very nicely.
Yeah, it looked nice to me, but I don't know all the technical parts. So, and that was a 2-0
dive. So he will score 6, 5.5, 5.5. And add that together and then gets 34. This is Bradley Bickle from Rochester. He is also doing what he's doing the reverse somersault 1/2 twist, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, no, front somersault 1/2 twist. The 5 indicates the twist. Oh, nice. The 1 indicates the forward group.
Okay.
The 2 indicates 2 halves or a full somersault, and the half is 1/2 twist.
Good to know. That's something I learned. I did not know all of that, what each number meant.
Yes, and a lot of people don't understand the twists.
So
But
some
they are
good scores
all
there.
very nice. In the 5s, that's very good.
Okay. Yeah, that's great to know about the number of the dive.
So all your twist dives start with a 5, and they all have 3 numbers following that actually tell you what group it's going to be from.
Okay.
This is a back somersault straight. He should not have any bend in the knees or in the pike position.
Okay.
And he didn't. He
That's
was
Theodore Mitz of Culver Academy,
good. Yes.
and he's a senior.
We have 2 more rounds to go.
Okay. He was the final one of the first round, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And there are his scores.
Round 10. Joe, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3.
Okay, this is his voluntary. It is a forward dive from the front group, which is group 1. And 101 means he is just doing a forward dive, and B is the pike position.
Okay. That's Joseph Moore of Columbia City.
Yes. And now we have Caden Kelly up from Rochester doing his 10th dive.
And there's the score for Joseph.
He'll keep one of the 4.5s and have 4.5, 5, 5, so 14.5 times 1.3.
Okay, and Caden takes the board.
Reverse dive. I think that was supposed to be tuck. There was not much tuck in there. It should have been
It looked like
straight.
something didn't go the way it was supposed to.
They
for sure.
They have trouble with their reverse dives. So they will probably, yeah, they're putting it max 2, I believe, because it was out of position, totally out of position.
And I don't see that often from Caden, so, but I'm sure it happens every once in a while.
Well, I think he wasn't even doing the reverse dive this week much.
Okay.
Back dive straight, 1.7.
And this is Reed O'Million of Culver Academy.
The thing with that straight 2s, if you saw the referee held up his finger no higher
Yes.
than 2 because it was in what they call a totally altered position.
Makes sense.
I sent over, I shouldn't tell you secrets like this, but I sent over a neck brace that was foam rubber that I've used with others because he had the habit of either throwing his head backward or forward, and he had to keep it in neutral to get that dive. I was
So
surprised
the brace would help, yeah.
and it did. He did say it did help. That was nice to hear. I did not get over there. I'd planned to go Tuesday. I believe it was. Whatever day you did not have school this week, I had planned to go.
Yeah, that was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Some weeks it's hard to remember, let me tell you.
Well.
It's been a little crazy.
I've been still working with the pole vaulters. I haven't done much with any of the other jumpers yet.
Okay, that was Brennan Cox of Warsaw.
Uh-huh.
Ethan, 202 feet, back, 1 somersault up, 145.
This is Ethan Fettig of Pioneer.
He had a nice tuck.
Looks like a nice job there.
Pushed back just a little bit too far. Although your husband said he didn't like to come too close.
I know, I get that. As a mom, a lot of times we're watching that board, but I understand it's all about where you're sitting too in the angle.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I try not to freak out too much.
Yes.
I don't want to be one of those gaspers. No.
Can scare the diver.
Yes.
If it's too close to where the diver is, they can hear it.
I would imagine, because it is very quiet in here when they're diving.
And that's for safety for the diver. They can clap after they've done their dive.
Right.
There's your reverse dive straight,
Okay, that's
which literally is what Caden did. Not quite that tight and tight,
Right.
but tight, firm. But
that's Theodore Varga of Columbia City.
he had a nice dive for sure.
Next up, we're going to have Roland Trusty of Cass. He's a senior.
Feet split in the middle, but he kept it fairly straight and made it around, so that was good because that was a straight.
Okay. Now, will they take off much for not having the feet together?
If they see it, the answer is yes, but when we see it at this angle much better than sometimes they do.
Okay, then they can see it.
Depending on if they were split horizontal or vertical.
Okay.
If it's vertical, they will see it, and they should take something off for it. But if it's the horizontal, they may not see, they caught it.
Yeah.
Mateo's next from Warsaw. Well, that was tuck. He didn't grab, but he did have his knees bent and his hips bent in a tuck position.
And there are his scores for that dive.
Here's your leader coming up again, is Justin from Plymouth. He did his reverse somersault in pike, which is a little higher DD than tuck.
Okay.
So he will still continue to lead.
Looked like a good dive to me.
It was very nice.
Some nice scores there.
He's kept a 7 and a 6.5 and a 6.5. So he had very nice scores there.
Bradley Bickle is up next from Rochester.
There it was. He just bent his knees slightly and left it a little what I call short. It
Okay.
didn't make the vertical. So we'll see. They caught that. But he scored 2 5s and a 5.5, which isn't bad. And then we will start the last round, and we will see where our divers
Right.
end up.
This is Theodore Mitz of Culver Academy.
And he's doing an inward dive. Pike. Pike? One, yes.
Nice dive.
And this is now the round where we will see where everybody places at the end. If you keep track of the bottom score there, like 229.45, they will come up and you could keep score right along with
Right.
us if you want to see where the 2 Rochester divers end up as we go through.
Joe, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4.
And he's doing an inward dive tuck. This is his voluntary of the group. And he had bent knees and bent hip. And his total award comes to, maybe what, there they go.
Waiting. There we go.
239.95. Caden's doing a reverse 1 somersault half twist free.
Okay.
Reverses, y'all may have known as gainers, is what they used to call this.
I did not know that. I remember hearing about gainers,
Yes.
but did not know that's what it meant.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Again,
old
I've learned a lot.
backyard diving term.
And we're waiting for scores on Caden's dive.
.288.45. Nice job, Caden. He's ahead of the first diver. We'll see where he is with this diver because this next diver went around him in the middle 3. So
Okay, this is Reed Million.
from Culver Academy.
Right.
He did a 1 somersault, 1 twist. Landed it pretty darn good. He is going to be over 300 points. So he will be ahead of Caden still.
3:17.15.
Brennan,
Next we have Brennan Cox of Warsaw.
2.2.
Okay, he's doing an inward 1.5. If he gets this, this is a high DD dive, a
Okay.
higher degree of difficulty dive than any of the 3 in front of him have gone. So this could pull him if he, and he did make it. It was short, but he didn't have enough points to go that far ahead, so he didn't go up ahead of Caden yet.
225.75.
Yeah. Next year, you should see Caden and Brad both be doing those dives, probably.
That would be great. We have Ethan Fettig of Pioneer coming up now.
His front dive tuck.
With a
He had-
1.2 difficulty.
Yeah, that means not a lot of
Not as
difficulty.
much there,
That's
right.
that actually is the lowest DD on the list.
Okay.
But it's a great dive to learn because that come out is for the front 1.5 tuck.
Okay, and he ends up with a 231.70. This is Theodore Varga of Columbia City. A 1.6 difficulty on this dive.
Right. I don't think he's going to beat Caden. That's the one we need to see. I don't think.
276.35.
Good. He did not.
Caden
So
stays
Caden's
ahead of him. Next up, we have Roland Trusty of Cass.
He's also doing a front 1.5, and he's doing it in pike position, which is another 10th higher. Oh, yeah, little knee crimp in there.
Yeah, a little short there on his entry. Is that how
And
we
a
would say
knee
that?
crimp.
Okay.
Yes, short on the entry. You can't score 30-some points on that, and he didn't.
So 278.35.
But Caden's still ahead. We need to.
We're watching that close, aren't we?
Yeah. No,
But-
it can't be. He can't beat this Justin. Justin's got
Right.
it. But he still would be in what I call third position. which-
Mateo Vieira here from Warsaw is up next. I think you're right. Caden may be able to hold on to that third.
He's got it. Well, those two that I was worried about are lower scores, so Caden may make that third position. We're sure hoping so, because this young man cannot, going into it, he can't make that many points up, even with a 2-0.
A lot of concentration going
There it
into
is.
that one.
Yeah, he got it in. Feet were not pointed, but they were
Now, is there
flat.
a time limit as to how long they
There's
can?
not a time limit, but
Okay.
I was telling Scott that you really want, I feel like under 15 to get it up and moving.
Okay.
Scott, you put that right in the middle of my,
I'm trying.
thank you.
I'm trying.
I'm sure.
237.30 was his
Okay.
total. We got it. So this is Justin Moser of
Yeah.
Plymouth.
And he's got it won without a question. I think even with a failed dive, he would.
All right, we'll see his total come up here in just a second.
It's already over 300 if I remember.
Yes, he has a 327.45 going into it.
Oh, and he did a double. He did what I call cowboy. It's called he split his knees, but he just won it with that dive.
Yeah, it was a
That's a
2.2
2-2.
difficulty, yes.
Well, literally, he could have failed it. And, well, 317.
Yeah, 317 was our next high. So 358.25 is his score.
Right.
And that brings up Bradley Bickle next from Rochester.
All right, Brad, let's hit this. This is his reverse dive. Tuck. I want to see him put it in on his head. He lost the dive for a while, I believe, and it has come back. So hopefully he makes it.
Hope he has it today.
That's the important part. Yes. Nice job, Brad, on your head. Little bit feet part, but you were not anywhere close to failed. That was great.
And as we said before, it's all about improving yourself too.
Absolutely.
So 272.25.
Yes.
Good job, Bradley.
We only have one diver left.
Theodore
Here.
Mitz of Culver Academy is our last diver.
Oh, he's got 2 twists in here. That'll be a front somersault 2 twists as 2-3, I believe, if I remember correctly. I saw him do this in practice. Yeah. He could beat Brad. I mean, he could beat Caden if he gets a good score on this, and not Caden.
Okay.
But he'd have to get 34 points or 33 plus points on it. What the 2-3 is capable of. Was not a real good dive. Hopefully he will not, and Caden will get it. He certainly
Good effort,
got,
but not going
and
to be
he
good
got
enough.
every one of those judges over on that side
He got
wet.
them wet, didn't he? I
yes,
saw
he
them
did.
kind of
They may not even know how to score because they may not have seen the finish.
254.95 is his total.
All right. And that completes the oh no, that's his score prior.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're right.
That's not his score. I think they're
I went a little too quickly there, didn't I?
yes, they're
Let's wait.
questioning what to do on that.
Yeah, because we don't have his scores up for this time
Correct.
yet.
It's just
Here
coming
we
up.
go.
272.
272.20.
That means
Bradley stayed ahead of him by 5.
good.
There. 272.20. All right.
By 5 100ths, Bradley
5
outscored
100ths, wow.
him. So that means Caden Kelly will qualify for regionals. Great job, Caden.
Awesome. So that leaves, if I'm correct, Justin Moser in first.
Yes.
And Reed O'Million in second with a 317.15.
Yes.
And then that would be Caden Kelly in third
Yes.
with a 288.45.
Yes.
Awesome.
And there was another 272, 278. Looks like fourth is the
Now,
cast
I'm not sure if
one.
they'll be doing ribbons for this
They
probably
should
right
be.
away.
Yes.
They should be doing ribbons.
Fifth
I
is
would take it
two.
for this.
They're going to do ribbons. We'll have that next.
Yes. 275.
Yeah, we've got some other ones in the middle. They're fairly close, so we'll
I
have to kind of
think
do our best
Brad
calculations.
is sixth. I'll keep looking here, but
And that would be a great finish for him too.
72.
That's great.
and that would be seventh for Theo Mitz at 272.2.
We have the swimmers doing warm-ups, but I was expecting a ribbon handout, so I don't know. We'll see.
They
what
will
happens.
do it right before.
Right before, maybe after the warm-ups.
Yes.
Okay.
Before the butterfly begins the consolation heat.
Okay. Well, I'll hand this off to Scott.
Well, another great round of diving there, Carmen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for all your tabulations and your tracking. It's wonderful information. We've got about 10 minutes. I'm going to play a few sponsor announcements here. Again, please support those that support all we're doing here with RTC TV4. We keep growing, and the only way we can do that is with sponsor support and with viewers like you. So please keep tuning in, and please keep supporting those who support RTC.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Community State Bank has maintained a tradition of service since opening our doors in May of 1930. For the past 88 years, we have been committed to building personal relationships in all of the communities we serve. Offering both personal and business accounts, Community State Bank is your local friend and neighbor. Stop by any of our local offices to set up your accounts today. Online at csbnetbank.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
The Jim Kitchell Agency would like to wish the Pioneer Panthers best of luck in tonight's contest. Count on Kitchell for all of your farm, home, auto, commercial, or life insurance needs. Available by phone or online at kitchellagency.com. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. RTC TV4 thanks you for watching tonight's broadcast. Sponsorship and advertising opportunities are available, and free production is included with every sponsorship package. If you are seeing this, then your customers are seeing it too. RTC TV4. See for yourself. Please support the local sponsors who make this production possible.
At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your Nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there. Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argus and Rochester.
When you shop at Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth, you're treated like family, and it's a full-service experience. Our expert service team can keep your vehicle happy for years, from simple maintenance to major repairs. We even provide a loaner car if your vehicle needs to stay overnight. So we have an excellent source of demonstrator vehicles offered to you with substantial discounts. So search our inventory online or stop in for a test drive at Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth.
Nice job, Bradley. Way to go, Caden. Top 4 go to regionals.
Awesome. Great to see Caden going to that.
And I think Bradley will go along and watch and be his support while he's there. That's the last I heard when I went out to eat lunch with him. I ate lunch with their 2 coaches and Allie and Lisa, Allie Butler and Lisa Andrews. I coached both of them. Lisa Andrews was Lisa Donahue, dived at Kokomo, and dived for me. I had a summer group, U.S. diving group that she dived for all year round.
Well, congratulations to all of our divers here today. Great job.
And a great job by our 2 freshmen from Rochester. And
absolutely.
Hope they continue working with Bob over at Oak Hill.
Absolutely. And I think
or somebody. I don't care if it's Bob.
But we're looking for good things from them both.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Next event's the 100-yard butterfly.
And we'll have the consolation heat first. The boys are getting ready with the blocks for that. We're going to have Caden Ferguson in lane 1 from Columbia City, Kyle Thomas of Wabash in lane 2, Nathan York from Huntington in lane 3, Yulin Luau from Culver in lane 4. Lane 5 will be Will Murray of Logansport. Lane 6, Jonathan Everly of Manchester. Lane 7, Corbin Adams of Cass. And in lane 8, William Wee from Culver Academy.
And it looks like Rochester has nobody in this event.
We do not have anyone in the butterfly. We did not on Thursday either, so.
Well, they know pretty well what it's going to take. And to swim 4 lengths of butterfly takes a lot of muscles and energy.
And I think right now we don't have as large a team at Rochester as we have in some years past.
Okay.
So maybe you have to kind of pick where you're going to place your swimmers when it comes to that.
Right. Well, you want them in the events where they're going to score the best or get their best times.
And is that lane 6? I was trying to tell that. Yes, lane 6 coming in first, which is actually 9th.
Right.
Jonathan
you learned
Eberly.
well. You learned well.
I'm trying. Jonathan Eberly from Manchester. And he has a time of 1:01:17 today.
Which is great because his qualifying was 1:05:7. So he dropped nicely.
He sure did. Good job there. So that means we're going to be heading into the final heat. Going to turn down for a second. Okay, and we are back ready for the start of this race. In lane 1, we'll have John Deeming of Warsaw. Lane 2, Nathan Taylor of Warsaw. Lane 3, Francis Ellert of Culver Academy. Lane 4, Ryan DeVito of Columbia City. Lane 5, Grant Dale of Northfield. Lane 6, Noah Johns of Columbia City. Lane 7, Corey Kopetsky of Plymouth. And in lane 8, Gabe Bowers of Warsaw.
And they're off. And good starts, and they're doing the dolphin kick under the water to get started. Boy, the one over there in 5 is out quick.
Seemed like they were halfway across the pool at the start there.
Yes. They can only go so far under the water, and then before they have to be up.
But lane 5 does have a bit of a lead there.
Yes, he does. And that is...
But a good turn from lane 4, too, so it's close. Lane 5 is Grant Dale from Northfield. And lane 4 is Ryan DeVito of Columbia City. And he has the best seed time coming into this at 54:35. But it might be close here.
It's very close, very close. Looks like lane 4 is pulling it up.
He might make it.
He made it. Lane 4 made it. So Ryan DeVito won it from Columbia City.
With Grant Dale coming in second.
But that stake cut is a
51. 5-3.
We aren't going to be there, but
no,
they
I don't
went
think so.
53.6.
53.60.
So they both bettered their seed time, or their qualifying times.
And that's a good day, no matter how you look at it, when you
yes, it is.
Have a personal best there.
There you go.
And we'll be having ribbons before we go on to the next event.
It's got girls and boys in there.
Yeah, he does. Bit of scroll. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here.
There you go.
Waiting here for officials. And our winning swimmers are coming over to the blocks to receive their ribbons. All right, and there are our winners from the 100-yard butterfly. We'll be moving on to event 7, the 100-yard freestyle.
Correct.
And we'll have a consolation heat first.
We have Tippecanoe swimmer in here.
We do have one from Tippecanoe Valley. We're going to have Luke Donathan from Manchester in lane 1. Lane 2 will be George Turner of Oregon Davis. Lane 3, Owen Bice of Pioneer. Lane 4, Jacob Monesmith of Warsaw. Lane 5, Yusuf Lomax of Culver Academy. Lane 6, Cole Jolly of Cass. Lane 7, Mason Stephen of Tippecanoe Valley. And in lane 8, Alejandro Septian of Culver Academy. All juniors and seniors in this event.
Well, in this heat.
This heat, yes.
Yes.
Excuse me, this heat.
That tells you how usually, you know, they get much stronger between that sophomore and junior
Right, I was a little
year.
surprised to see that.
Which is unusual that you've got 1, 2, 3 sophomores in the next heat.
That's true.
That's nice to see.
It is. It looks like lane 4, I believe.
Yes.
And that's Jacob Monesmith of Warsaw.
Nice swim there. And go 50.
Really, they were all fairly well matched, not too far
You
off.
see that in the sprint events like that.
Yes.
53.88, and he went a 53.84 the other night. Or 8.1, I keep 8.1, my fault.
And we'll be ready for heat 2, and we'll have the march for them coming in. All right, we're back with you for the start of this final in the 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we'll have Daniel Stauffer of Plymouth. Lane 2, Alex Vanska from Plymouth. Lane 3, Michael Ray of Warsaw. Lane 4, Charles Varga of Columbia City. Lane 5, Alex Cook of Warsaw.
That'll be a good race between those two.
It will. Lane 6, Parker York of Manchester. Lane 7 is Reese Reaney from Rochester. And lane 8, Carl J. of Cass. Charles Varga and Alex Cook are very evenly matched there with just a few hundredths of a second off of their qual times.
And I noticed that Charles Varga, the seed 1, is a sophomore.
Yes.
He's got...
We'll look for him next year.
Yes. Yeah, nice even start there. Ooh, lane 5 is out quick. He got a great start. And he's in first at the end of the 25.
And that would be Alex Cook.
Yes. And Reese is over there in 7.
Right.
He's right up there. He's ahead of lane 6, it looks like. Oh, no, he's not. Yes, he is.
Yes, he's right up there.
Yeah.
So he's doing a great job today.
He's in 3rd right now. And he's another sophomore. Come on, Reese.
See a really good turn here.
Bring it home. Bring it home. Reese is pulling up.
Reese is doing great.
Doing awesome. Come on, Reese.
Awesome. Oh, so close.
3rd, though.
So close. That was a great 3rd for him.
It was.
So that's Alex Cook in 1st and Charles Varga in 2nd. But Reese Reaney from Rochester with a great 3rd there. He almost pulled ahead.
Yes, he did.
Of Charles Varga.
And he had a holy mackerel 49.53. That's an awesome time for him, breaking 50.
That is a great time for Reese.
He was 52.9, so that is an awesome swim for Reese.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with that.
That 50-second mark is one of those marks that's hard to get. I mean, y'all get in there and it's hard, but to get that fast, it's really... That was very, very good, Reese.
That was an exciting one for us.
Surprised I didn't see Kevin jumping up and down a little more.
I couldn't take my eyes away to look at Kevin to see what he was doing. So we'll have our winners lining up for ribbons.
Turn in your nomination for Coach of the Year.
Well, I see Stephanie over there certainly smiling like crazy with Reese's time.
No, they should all be happy with that.
They should be very happy.
He really made a great effort there.
Nice job, Reese!
In 8th place from Cass, Carl J. 7th place from Plymouth, Daniel Stelfer. 6th place from Warsaw, Michael Ray. 5th place from Plymouth, Alex Vanza. 4th place from Manchester, Parker York. 3rd place from Rochester, Reese Reaney. 2nd place from Columbia City, Charlie Varga. And in 1st place from Warsaw, Alex Cook.
Some very happy swimmers there. Breathing a little hard, but they worked hard for that one. And we're going to be getting ready now for event 8, the 500-yard freestyle, our consolation heat. And we'll have Victor Mejia Ochoa from Warsaw in lane 1, Cole Davidson in lane 2 from Huntington. In lane 3, Jackson Muller of Warsaw. Lane 4 is Hunter Mundy of Cass. Lane 5, Brian Fix of Columbia City. Lane 6, Dakota Prater of Tippecanoe Valley. Lane 7, Devin Larkin of Culver Academies. And in lane 8, Cameron Riddle of Plymouth.
Jackson Moeller, lane 4 from Cass, Hunter Mundy, lane 5 Columbia City, Brian Fix, lane 6 from Tippy, Dakota Prater, lane 7 Culver, Devin Larkin, swimming in lane 8 from Plymouth, Cameron Riddle.
In this heat, our best qual time coming in was Hunter Mundy with a 5:38.50. He's in lane 4 from Cass.
If you notice, there's nobody down at the far end of the pool except the counters. Nobody is allowed to be down there except the counters so as not to confuse the swimmers. And they flip the counter after the swimmer in their lane has done the flip in the shallow end. So that's why you see them all at different counts. Right now it looks like lane 3 is ahead of 4 and 5. And actually lane 6 is ahead of 4 and 5 right now as well.
I can imagine that it really is helpful to have that down there because the swimmers are just concentrating, and it would be easy to lose track of which lap you were on without that there. So, and I do like the rule of not having other swimmers in the way. You don't want to confuse anybody when you're in the middle of an event. I feel like that's an important job down there, holding those boards for the swimmer.
It is. And there goes the horn in this case. That indicates to that swimmer they are in the lead and they have 2 laps to go, down and back. And if you're looking at the far end, you will notice that when they click to that, they turn it over to the orange, which is very bright for them. The shaking up and down or back and forth means they need to pick it up some a lot of times.
Telling them this is the last.
Tell them this is the last one. Take it in hard.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see, looking over there at 5 and 6 in the race just for the finish after swimming a 500.
Right.
Well, it looks like 6 is going to pull ahead. Yep.
Lane 3 came in.
3 won it.
The first there.
And then lane 6. Yes. It was a horn.
That was Jackson Muller of Warsaw in lane 3. And then Dakota Prater from Tippecanoe Valley coming in second in that heat.
That's a good way to end, Dakota, for your senior year.
Absolutely. See if we get a time. He had a time of 5:40.67, and that looks like a good time for him.
Yeah, by almost 11 seconds.
Yeah, he had a 5:51.14. Oh, yes. Thank you.
This is Mason Beal, and I'm Isaac Smith in here. I heard from Beal, I don't know, is Chris Beal, that the flu had hit like Wednesday or Thursday on the team.
Okay. The final heat of the 500 freestyle. We will have Samuel Tullis from Culver Academy in lane 1. Nick Ladon from Logansport in lane 2. Mason Beal from Rochester in lane 3. Lane 4 is Mitchell Schott from Culver. Lane 5, Zachary Lalonde of Warsaw. In lane 6, Isaac Smith of Rochester. Lane 7, Matthew Hoskins, Columbia City. And lane 8, Ian Harold of Columbia City. So we have 2 Rochester swimmers in this event.
Yes, and notice that the number 1 seed out of 446 is Culver Academy, and he is the one, I believe, that won the 200 free.
I think you're right, and he has a good time there.
At 446.
Our record in this event for the sectional is 4:45.19.
Wow.
From Eli Pugh in 2016.
That could be broken.
So
again.
he does, Mitchell has a chance to better that time today.
Mason Beal's taking it out good.
Mason's a strong swimmer in this event as well, and
Yes.
Zachary Lalonde, has a 5:04.69 coming into this event. So those three are probably our ones to really watch. But it could be anybody's day.
Right. This lane 3 is Mason. That's up there
Yes.
with the leader. I mean, just behind. He's not a whole body length, almost a body length behind. But he is ahead of Lalonde, who is second seed, so. But he's got a nice turn. He's hanging in tough. They got a long way
ways to go yet.
There's a lot of strategy in the 500.
There really is.
You want that first 100 to be your second fastest 100.
Okay.
The middle 300s should be very even. And your last 100 should be
your big push.
Your big push.
Okay.
And after already swimming 400, that's tough if you haven't
Absolutely.
trained that way.
This is an event that Calvin likes to do, and so I know he's often talked about, I need to know what the best strategy is to do this. And so, it does take some
There is
coaching on that
strategy.
and thinking about where you should be making your push. And
My
your best
one
effort.
son swam the 500 and then the 500 and the 1,000 in college. He could just hold it steady pretty well. And I know one of the quads this year swam the 500. He just came back into swimming this year, and he was struggling a little with that middle section.
Yeah.
And
probably tough to get just the right pace.
Yes, take it out a little faster yet to get there.
I can't imagine a 1,000. The 500 seems like enough.
Oh, I know. Whew. Well, the one year at Big Ten, no, it wasn't Big Tens, it was state, down at IUPUI in the 500, and the roof caught on fire, and they had to get the swimmers out in the middle of the 500.
Oh, you're kidding.
Outside. No, I'm not kidding. I don't even remember. I'll bet you that was maybe Troy graduated in 89, so probably was 89.
Oh my gosh. What an event that would be.
Yeah, and they had to all go back in and re-swim the whole thing. Oh. Once we got back in.
And nothing you could really do about that other than know that everybody is in the same position that you've all already done part of your race and have to do it over.
Yes.
Well, Mitchell Schott has taken a bit of a lead here.
Absolute bit of a lead.
Mason is hanging in there, though. He's
hanging in for second right now, which is nice to see.
Absolutely. If he can kind of keep his eye on Mitchell, that may pull him along faster. I don't know if it works that way.
I'm not sure that he can make that much up in a 500. They only have...
Well, not necessarily make it up, but at least get him to go faster to kind of keep
up
at
his best time.
To get his best time.
Yes, absolutely.
He's got someone to watch,
Yes, because they're on their last 100 now. And boy,
I'll tell you what, this final heat, it goes quickly.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes.
They are
and looking at this
working
shot,
so hard
he
at
is
it.
really moving.
So I'll be anxious to see here what kind of time that Mitchell Schott comes off with. Because he is just moving right along.
Yeah, he went at 29.48 as a 50 at the 450 mark.
That's incredible.
Yeah. He may come back with a 28 in here, too.
Right. Let's see what happens on his last 50 here.
And he's in.
28.93.
I told you. He's got a nice...
That's fantastic.
Yes, it is. And how is Isaac doing over there in lane 6? He's hanging right in there.
And Mason just came in. 4:42.74 is the time for Mitchell.
That's another 4 seconds off. And that is another sectional record, I believe.
Let me go back and check this real quick. Yes, it is. So he will replace Eli Pugh's record. with that 4:42. And now let's see what Mason had. 5:03.14.
So he dropped another 3.
A good time as well. And let's see, Isaac Smith from Rochester was in lane 6. And he comes in fourth with a 5:03.84. A good time for him, too. So we're really seeing some great swimming here today. Nice job from all 8 of those swimmers.
I think you read, what time did you give me for Mason Beal? I think
Mason
is
oh,
in
I'm sorry.
3.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I did give
Yeah.
you the wrong lane. Mason was in lane 3. He has a 4:53.37.
Right, so he broke that 5-minute mark.
Yes.
That's great.
So I apologize. I did give you the wrong one for that. Got my numbers mixed up.
I was like, that can't be right.
4:53.37.
That's
Yep.
great. That
Well, that's
means
why
he
you have to be here to
dropped
keep me on the right spot.
13 seconds
That's
is what
excellent.
he dropped, which is phenomenal.
Yes, so he did super on that.
Eli went a 4:45.19. So Eli still has the school record, but Mason
good
next
swim.
year, and next year is senior year, he should get it.
A great swim from both of our Rochester boys on that event.
Yay! That away, Isaac. There we go, Mason. Great job. Great job.
Great job there from Mitchell.
Yes. Next are the 200 free relays, sprint relays. Everybody does 50 yards.
And we're going to have 4 teams in this consolation heat. And there's the congratulations for our winners. In the freestyle relay, in lane 3 we'll have Oregon Davis, Norum, Ailes, Orr, and Turner. In lane 4 from Logansport we'll have Murray, Mendez, Grimaldo, and Ladon. In lane 5 will be Wabash, Cordes, Michael Cordes, Paul Cordes, Henderson, and France. And in lane 6, Tippy Valley, Shriver, McGriff, Smith, and Perkins.
No, it's 2 from Rochester's in the next heat, thank goodness, because Mason Beal, who just got out, and Isaac Smith, who just got out of the 500, are in there.
They're not going to have much of a breather, but a little.
A little bit. Now, Reese has a longer breather because he swam the 100 free, so he had both heats of 500. But Mason's leading off, and Isaac is second when we get there.
So they're trying to make a quick recovery from that 500.
Yes.
And I believe that's our final swimmers just taking off into the water for our teams here on the relay. And that's Wabash out in front.
Yes.
There we go.
And then you have
Logan Sport, I believe, next in lane 4.
4 is Logan. 3 is Oregon Davis. And Tippecanoe Valley is over in lane 6. And they are just now coming in.
All right, a great effort from those boys. And that'll set us up for the final heat of the 200 freestyle relay.
Yeah, shut it
and we'll
off.
have our march coming in, yes. Okay. That brings us to the final heat here with Cass in lane 1, Gilbert, Hagen, Jolly, and Jay. In lane 2 from Plymouth, Stauffer, Cashin, Bauer, and Vanska. Lane 3 is Culver Academy, Lomax, Ellert, Septian, and Schott. Lane 4 from Warsaw, Cook, Ray, Bozzoni, and Knight. Lane 5, Columbia City, Joseph, Varga, Johns, and DeVito. Rochester is in lane 6, Beal, Smith, Stone, and Reaney. Lane 7 is Pioneer, Von Tobel, Felker, Schroeder, and Bice. And in lane 8, Manchester, Everly, Andrich, Donathan, and York.
Very nice. You do a great job of reading all those last names, too.
Thank you. I try really hard to pronounce them the best I can and listen maybe to the other announcer. I do like to get names right, but I don't always make it. It's tough sometimes. Everybody's listening, you know, for their family member. And And our best time coming into this race is the Warsaw team, and they do have some very quick swimmers on their team. Okay, we're off to a good start here. And we'll be watching lane 6, of course, for Rochester. Mason and Isaac have just come off that 500, so we'll see what they can do.
Mason's out pretty quick, which means he was in good shape. That tells you that right there. He's in pulled us into second.
Yes, he's doing great. And then Isaac will take off. Warsaw is out there in the lead, but we're going to have it might be close for second and third. We'll see what happens there.
Isaac's hanging, well, he got a little behind there. He's moved to third at this point. But they qualified fourth.
Right.
1, 2, 3, fourth. So.
And we have Brody Stone in there next for Rochester, and he did not make it on Thursday. He was ill, I believe, and so we're glad to see him today.
There's some flu going around.
We have had it.
Heard.
We definitely have. So you hate to see that, right before sectionals.
Yes.
Warsaw's really hanging in there on that lead.
And there goes Reese. They're still in third. Now, I don't know if Reese can pull it up into second. There's an awful big lead ahead of him for a 50.
Looks like Columbia City is in second right now.
Reese has got it in third if he can bring it in.
Yep. Make sure he stays strong here at the end. It's going to be close for third.
He's got it. I believe he got it. Yes, lane 6, third.
So that means Warsaw in lane 4 is in first. Columbia City in second. Rochester in third. Fourth is Culver Academy.
And they went at 133, Rochester 133.64. And that is
That's good
5 seconds faster.
Hey, 5 seconds is a lot, isn't it? You know,
and
when we're talking about swimming, that's a lot.
Particularly in each of them doing 50s.
So really a good showing
there. That's over
there.
a second apiece that they cut off their time. But you did say Brody went in there the other night.
Yeah, he was not here
was sick.
on Thursday.
Right. And we'll have the groups gathering on the podium here. And,
with the presentation of the ribbons.
See him standing up there. There's not a lot of room for 4 sets of big feet, but they did a good job building that, because let me tell you, you never know how big some of those gentlemen feet are going to be.
Right.
And they have to squish in there, so everybody gets that moment of glory.
Great job there from all those swimmers in the 200 freestyle relay.
Correct.
And that's going to set us up for event 10.
The 100-yard backstroke.
Absolutely.
And we're supposed to have Adam Brown here in lane 3.
But I don't think he's
Somebody
here.
said that he was not, so they're...
But we'll see. I think I may listen to what she says about that.
Right. Because they would pull the first alternate in if he couldn't make it, which they should have had to reseed if that's the case.
I can't tell for sure who it is from here.
I don't know.
And it could be that Adam came. I may have been misinformed. We'll wait and see here. We do have Gavin Hartle from Plymouth in lane 1. We have Chai Spencer from Cass in lane 2.
Yeah, they're announcing.
We have Adam Brown, it says, from Rochester in lane 3. Good to know.
And
lane
look at him
4,
go.
William Wee of Culver Academies. Lane 5 is Anthony Peterson of Rochester.
Oh, good. Way
Lane
to go in.
6 is Jordan Kiprono of Culver Academy. Lane 7 is Ryan Evans from Wabash. And in lane 8, Caden Ferguson of Columbia City. So we are glad to see both of our swimmers from Rochester here. Adam Brown in lane 3, and Anthony Peterson in lane 5.
And Adam Brown's hanging right in there, tough with lane 4. And Anthony Peterson is over there in 5. He's got to pull it back hard in this. He's getting beat over there, but come on, Anthony, pull hard under that water. Now he's moving a little bit better.
Anthony's a sophomore, working hard for us, and Adam is a senior.
Yeah, Adam got in ahead of, Adam was 3rd and Anthony was 4th.
Awesome, and that looks like William I believe it is, of Culver Academy that came in first there for that heat.
Which is 9th. And then it would be 11th and 12th.
Okay.
110.
Okay, I'm turning down.
Anthony was off this time.
Okay, for our final heat, we're going to have Colton Schulte in lane 1 from Huntington, Matthew Hoskins in lane 2 from Columbia City. Lane 3 is Zachary Lalonde of Warsaw. Lane 4 is Aaron Fix of Columbia City. Lane 5, Grant Dale of Northfield. Lane 6, James Gordon of Culver Academy. Lane 7, Brandon Hoffman of Tippecanoe Valley. And in lane 8, Samuel Easter from Warsaw. And our best time coming into this is from Aaron Fix, a 54.69.
The record is 52.08.
A good time for sure.
And from 2014 with Jaden Parrott. State cut is 52.30.
Well, someone could surprise us. We might see that today.
Ooh, look at lane 5. He stayed underwater and did a dolphin kick, which is the newer thing. It's been in for a few years now.
He's really taken a good little lead there.
And he's from Northfield.
Yep, that's Grant Dale.
He's got to come off the wall strong here.
Right next to him is Aaron Fix of Columbia City in lane 4. And it looks like they are going to just be
Aaron Fix
duking it out here.
A little bit faster turnover.
And it could be close here.
It'll be very close.
They're both pushing hard.
Stroke for stroke. Oh! Yeah, lane 5 won it. Grant Dale from Northfield.
And in second will be Aaron Fix of Columbia City. I'm waiting to see that final time.
54.17 is what won it.
54.17. Good time for Grant Dale for sure. And
the other was
Fix had a 54.40.
And that's also a little bit better than his.
He just got edged out by
Yes, he did.
a few hundredths of a second. And that time's official. They're hopping out, and they will be making their way to the blocks to receive their ribbons. Great effort from all those backstroke swimmers today.
Big hug down there by a coach with his swimmer.
That's always good to see.
That is nice. And it was the winner, 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 chicken dinner, as they say. And he deserves every bit of that tonight, let me tell you.
Well, the amount of practice time and the energy that all of these swimmers put into preparing for this is just phenomenal. So
yes,
hats off to all of them.
Yes,
for their hard work. A little bit of a delay here, but gives them a chance to catch their breath.
As I'm sure some of those are swimming in that 400 free relay. At the end, they have the 100 breast to go on.
Yeah, we have only 2 events left
Yes.
in today's contest.
Yes. See if the referees are. No, they're talking.
I know. I'm not sure if there's a question
Controversy
or
whatever.
what's
Yeah.
going on.
I don't think.
Doesn't seem to be anything that they're concerned with, though.
They're not consulting.
No.
I'm not sure. There we come. Tuckered Aaron out. He had to sit down.
Yeah, that is the first time I've seen a swimmer sit down for it, but you know, I guess.
Yes.
He needed the rest.
Yes, he did. He put it all in at the end there because he was behind trying to catch up and get beyond. And so,
all right, congratulations to those swimmers.
That was nice swims.
We're getting ready for the
100-yard breaststroke.
This is event 11. And for our consolation heat, we'll have Ethan Brady from Rochester in lane 1, Dylan Steininger from Rochester in lane 2. Lane 3 will be Owen Bice of Pioneer. Lane 4 is Yulin Luau of Culver Academy. Lane 5, Zachary Young of Columbia City. Cody Henderson in lane 6 from Wabash. Cole Davidson of Huntington in lane 7. And in lane 8, Jonathan Eberly of Manchester. Lane 4 and 5 kind of hanging right there. And actually lane 6 is right up there too.
And our 2 are right now, I think, 6th and 7th. Yes. Need to bring it in strong to move up. Lane 8 really came along strong.
Yeah, some of them really make that turn and have a strong finish. So
yes.
All right, we have lane 4 coming in first, and that's Yulin Wow of Culver Academy. And second in that heat was Zachary Young of Columbia City. Nice to see them congratulating
Lane 8
each
came
other.
up really quick.
Yes, he did make a good move there. He moved up to 5th in that heat. But we'll be ready now for the final heat of the breaststroke. And so we'll have our march coming up here with those swimmers as these swimmers depart the pool. Okay, in this final heat, we're going to have Maxwell Joseph in lane 1 from Columbia City, John Deeming of Warsaw in lane 2. Lane 3 is Alex Vanska of Plymouth. In lane 4, Grant Knight of Warsaw. Lane 5, Nicholas Bazzoni of Warsaw. In lane 6, James He of Culver Academy. And in lane 7, Mason Stephen of Tippecanoe Valley. In lane 8, Hugh Smith of Plymouth. And Grant Knight comes into this with a 57.39. Looks like our sectional time is 56.90 from 2014 by Spencer Davidson. That's the time to beat if Grant Knight wants to take that over.
Right, right.
And he certainly could.
And it looks like he qualified with under a state cut at 58.33 is
He
the
sure
state
did.
cut, so he should at least get that.
Right. And he's off to a good start.
Yes, he is.
Get a 26.65.
50. A lot of freestylers can't do that and wish they could.
Yes.
And here he's doing it with
On
a
the
breaststroke.
breaststroke.
Yes.
It's incredible.
It is. And he's in.
And he's in already. Whew.
He's I think he's 56, maybe 55 high.
We're watching.
I am. 57.26. A little faster than the other day, and that's good. He may not even be tapered until next week.
He definitely made that state cut, didn't he?
Oh yes, but he only had to get the first.
Right.
Nobody else got the state cut. Nobody else was under even a minute. Minute is pretty darn.
Yeah, that's
tough.
pretty darn quick for the breaststroke,
And
isn't it?
And that Warsaw swimmer swam it in 1:00.66 and was a 1:02.
Right, so he has a good time as well.
Yes. I don't know if it's close enough. What they do is they take the winners from each of the sectionals. Not sure how many sectionals there are right now in the state. I know what there used to be. But they will then make anybody else who made the state cut will automatically go. And then if the field of 32 is not, they will take them in by the time.
Okay.
Fast time from that. So they will send all the results in tonight, and by tomorrow on IHSAA, they'll gather together, make that decision, and let the schools know if somebody else qualifies.
Okay, great. We have our winners heading to have the presentation.
Nice job, Nathan. 1:10:32, which was a little slower than what he did. He may have to come right back. No, he's not in the 400 free relay, but he did a nice job. Well, I take it back. He is in the 400 free relay, and he is swimming in the last position.
Okay.
Which will give him, 300 yards of rest, so to speak. He will not have time to go cool down in the diving well. But it's good that they can put him in the last position. It's a shame they didn't make top 8, but would have given him a whole heat. At least almost a 5-minute break. But that's why he was maybe a little slower, knowing they're hoping to pull that relay up and keep it in 9th position because relay points double.
Okay. Good to know. Well, we are prepared for our last event, Event 12, the 400 freestyle relay. And in our consolation heat, we're going to have Manchester in lane 3, Epicet, Slavkin, Martin, and Andrich. In lane 4 for Tippecanoe Valley, Prater, Smith, Hoffman, and Stephen. And in lane 5 for Wabash, Paul Cordes, Haynes, Evans, and Kaufman.
Tip Valley right now is taking the lead after the first 50.
This is the one race that I sometimes lose track of which swimmer we're on because they each have 100 to do instead of 50.
Correct.
And sometimes I get ahead of myself and I'm like, oh yeah, no, we still have swimmers.
Right. I have to watch it when I announce at home.
So I have to be paying attention to this one. A little bit easier with only 3 teams.
True.
When we've got all 8 teams up there, I have a hard time sometimes watching each of them
the final,
on the entries. So
the final heat up there. Well, lane 5 is picked up quite a bit there, up there with Tip Valley. And
yeah, they're pretty much right next to each other right now.
That would be Wabash. Although Tip Valley's still leading. Getting ready for that third swimmer. And he's off. This would be Brandon Hoffman for Tip Valley and Race Martin for, for Wabash. It would be Ryan Evans.
All right, we have Race Martin for Manchester in lane 3. Tippecanoe Valley, I think, pulling out with that lead a little bit farther.
Yes.
Stretching it out.
Yes, they are. And we're coming up for the 4th man to go off for Tip Valley, not lane 3. He has another 50 on his leg.
So that's Mason Stephen for Tippecanoe Valley, finishing out for them.
And for Wabash, Taylor Kaufman.
All right, for Manchester, we've got Tyler Andrich in the water.
And it looks like Tip Valley's going to win this without any question. Nice swim, Tip Valley.
And with Wabash finishing next.
4:05.67 for Tip Valley. Just a little slower. Than it was. Soon as this swimmer from Wabash finishes, and they will shut it down again as the parade for the finalists of the 400 free relay begin to come. Because of infringement, they have to
copyright on that music. We have
Yes.
to make sure we turn it down when they are playing that music that we do not have rights to. So we try to follow the law here.
Correct.
It's important.
It is.
Our swimmers are out of the water. And we'll begin that march for the finalists momentarily.
Scott zeroed in on all the Warsaw girl swimmers over there.
Okay, that brings us to our final heat of the last event, the 400 freestyle relay. And we'll have Pioneer in lane 1, Mersch, Von Tobel, Schroeder, and Bice. In lane 2 from Cass, we'll have Gilbert, Mundy, Jolly, and Jay. In lane 3, Warsaw, Ray, Taylor, Bazzoni, and Lalonde. Lane 4, Columbia City, Fix, Varga, Johns, and DeVito. Lane 5 will be Culver Academy, Lomax, Ellert, Gordon, and Schott. In lane 6, Reaney, Smith, Stone, and Beal. Lane 7 from Plymouth, Riddle, Hartle, Kopetsky, and Passion. And in lane 8 from Huntington, Moutz, Schulte, Davidson, and York.
Notice that Reese and Mason switch places between the 200 free relay and the 400 free relay, which is interesting. We'll see if Reese can break that 50 again in this first leg of the 100 of the 400 free relay with his 100. Because he should break, he would have broken it had he been second, third, or fourth because of the moving start. But being first, that'll be tough to break it twice, but it'll be nice.
And there they go. So Reese Reaney is in lane 6 for Rochester.
And he's right out there. If you're looking, he's out in front. First or second. He's right up there.
It's close.
He's getting him a good lead, that is for sure. He's in second according to the time system.
Okay, lane 4 is Columbia City, and they've got a quick team too, so they're really right up there.
Reese is seeing, he's breathing on that side that he can see him, but so is the other one. Reese has pulled ahead again.
Just a bit.
Yes, he has. He's given him a good lead. Nice job, Reese.
The 25.94 was
for the last
there.
50. I didn't catch the first 50.
I didn't either. Too busy watching
It'll
out there.
come up here in a minute, the total first, I believe. You go ahead and keep watching. 49.92. Good job, Reese.
Okay. Well, lane 6 and 4 are both still right there together, and that's Rochester and Columbia City.
Yeah. Oh, and my guess is 4 will pull ahead. It'll just be a difference
just
of
on that
Mason
turn there a little bit.
But you know what, Isaac, is that Isaac? He's right. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Isaac Smith. He's right in there.
And then we have Brody Stone in the water now. And the rider for Columbia City is Noah Johns.
Well, if he keeps it close, Mason
pretty
Beal,
good turn there.
Mason Beal will come back in too. He'll be around the 50.
Brody made a pretty good turn down there.
Yeah.
We'll see how
He's
it goes.
still behind. He's over a body length behind. That
was good on that one, maybe.
Yeah. He'd have to really come back in strong.
But we're looking at least a strong second, I think.
Looks like it right now, at least, particularly with Mason coming up.
And Mason's going to be going up against Ryan DeVito, who is also a strong swimmer. Ryan DeVito from Columbia City, and he's already in the water.
And there goes Mason right now. Come on, Mason, hang on for a second. Lane 3 and 5 are coming up. They're still behind quite a bit. That Mason should pull in that second. Great points.
Right.
Because first is 40.
There's first place for Columbia City.
Yes, and then there's Mason.
And that puts Rochester in second place.
Yes, it does. .324.14.
And it is better than their time coming in.
Yes, they were 3:30.69.
And then we have Culver Academy coming in third on that race.
No, I take it back. They were 3:40. They were in 6. Okay. Yeah, 3:30. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, Rochester bettered their time by 6 seconds from their seat time.
So good finish for them.
Great
here
job,
at
Rochester
the
High School.
sectionals.
Great
And
job,
they'll be
Tip
presenting
Valley.
the ribbons for this event as the swimmers make their way to the blocks. They can all heave a big sigh of relief at the finish of the last event.
Yes.
A day well spent here at Warsaw.
Thank you very much for asking me to do this. And
we are so glad you could be here.
And
you bring a lot to us here, a lot of knowledge and expertise, so we really appreciate that.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I enjoy doing that. I'm going to sign off here as I'm going to head out.
Okay, we thank you so much, Carmen.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you to all the sponsors for RTC, and support those sponsors. That's the reason why we can do this.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Carmen. Boy, we can't thank Carmen enough, can we, Glenda?
Oh, it's just awesome to have her here. I learned so much when she comes to do this.
We do our best, but it's nice to have the experts.
Yeah, I just hope I can retain some of that I heard today so that I won't forget.
Right. I
needed to be taking notes and writing all this stuff down.
Doing fine. Well, you see the groups here. Let's get that off the screen. They don't need to see that anymore. I'll give you some room.
There you go.
Well, we had a good day. Hope everybody enjoyed it here. Now, we're going to kick you over here in a few moments. And if you're watching cable TV in Rochester, we're going to bounce you over to the basketball game.
Okay.
Getting ready to kick off the semi-state girls from Logan Sport with Steve Stricker on that call.
Just one event into the next, you've got something to watch all day.
Yes, I'm going home. But,
I think you should.
I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning.
You should. You've put in a long day.
So
yeah.
I hope folks enjoy what we do. I hope folks take a little pride in the fact that little old Rochester's the one bringing the big camera crew every time. So
I just think this is a great service. There are so many people who would love to be here that can't.
I understand. I think we're getting to a point where we're spoiling some folks, but we do our best. And I want to thank Joe McCarter for just all the leadership over the years, getting us to this position, and all the support that he's given the entire crew at RTC. So we're going to turn it over to Steve Stricker here. Thanks again for tuning in. We're going to go off air and pack up, head back to Rochester, and see where we can go.
Thank you for watching today.
Thanks again, folks, everybody, for tuning in. Shoot us an email or talk to us on Facebook if you want to comment about anything you see here on RTC. Thanks again.